Welcome, everyone, to Kansas Speedway here as we broadcast the IWM, the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series recruitment race here at Kansas. I'm Rick Souza, your host, and I'm joined in the broadcast booth with Matt Swope.
Hey guys, how you doing today? We're here at Kansas Motor Speedway. Looks like it's going to be a fun race today.
Looks that way. So let's look at the race info for today. What we have today is an 85-lap recruitment race at 60% fuel with one quick repair, 3 sets of tires on the iRacing fixed setup. Now, here at Kansas, it's showing the ambient air temperature of 70 with a track temp of 112 degrees. This is a 1.5 mile track. And I'm a little, well, this is a new track for me. I haven't raced a whole lot on this track. So what we'll see here today should be interesting.
Yeah, it should be. Mile and a half track. What, we got 80 laps to go. Here we got 80 laps, so we're going to have to conserve tires. And if go green for a while, we're going to have a tire conserving race, it looks like maybe. Why is that blurry?
So it looks like we're still letting the contenders here finish up their qualifying. As we take some scenic shots of the Kansas Motor Speedway. 1.5 miles, somewhere in between a cross with Vegas and other tracks that are about that length.
We only got about it. Well, qualifying's over. Look at Jeff Nairn up there on top at 31.182.
Yeah, we can bring up right now the qualifying time. Let's take a look at the grid that we've got for today.
That's it. Yeah, here, Cody Goodwin.
Yeah, so Jeff Nairn is on top. John DeRudris is finished in second. Elliott Swope in third. Bradley Privet in fourth. Cody Goodwin in fifth. Jerome Gustin in sixth. Travis Burgard in seventh. Neil Salzberg in eighth. Kenneth Bradstock in ninth. Michael Carpenter is showing in 10th. And Chris Robley in 11th. Right now, the drivers are getting out for some warm-up time here on the track. We'll kind of take it around and see what we've got.
Sorry, I've been trying to have I'm having technical. The broadcast is showing a little blurry, Rick. I can't tell if it's my cord or if it's the broadcast.
Not really sure. Are you able to watch it with the through iRacing?
Yeah, no, I'm watching it through iRacing. It's fine, but I'm telling you,
Okay.
the broadcast looks blurry for some reason.
All right, I'll double check while I'm sitting and watching.
Of course, I'm looking at it on YouTube too.
Gotcha. Twitch looks pretty sharp.
Okay.
We'll take a run through of who we've got on the track right now. That's Kenny Bradstock in the 74. Michael Carpenter in the 5.
Twitch does look excellent.
Yep. Cody Goodwin in the 9. Jeff Nairn in the 27. Nick Salzberg is painted as a 45, but he is showing in iRacing as the 28. Travis,
light blue.
Yep, Travis Mergard is in the pits. Chris Robley is on track. He's the 85, orange and blue. And we've got the number 10 of Bradley Previtt coming onto pit road. Well,
Currently in practice, we got John D up there with a 31.13.
I think that's better than the qualifying times.
It is better than the qualifying times. Maybe picked up a little bit of wind somebody's draft, maybe.
May have.
Michael Carpenter on the board with a 3.127. He hasn't been in here very long, so that might have been his first couple tests on the track. You never know.
Yeah. So yeah, that 31.182 was the pole.
Not sure I've ever been to Kansas now that I really think about it. Been to a lot of places, but not Kansas. I've traveled from California to here in a car. I don't. No, never.
I don't think I've ever been to Kansas. I have probably flown over it a half a dozen times.
Yeah, I probably have done that for sure.
Well, looks like we're about to move into qualifying.
Oh, we're about to grid up.
We are.
As the cars are starting to line up here on the track, we're getting ready to go. We'll go ahead and start this this grid here. We're starting on the pole today is number 27, Jeff Nairn. Starting on the outside of him, number 59, John DeRudris. Number 33, starting third, Elliott Swope. Starting the outside of him, Bradley Previtt. He's the number 10 car. Starting fifth, number 9 car, Cody Goodwin. On the outside of him, number 6, starting 6, Travis Mergard. Number 28, starting 7th, Nick Salzberg. On the outside of him is going to be our Kenneth Brad Stark, number 74. Number 9, Michael Carpenter. He's a number 5 car. He's going to be starting 9th. On the outside of him is going to be Jerome Gustin in the 93 car. He's starting 10th. And rounding out the field, number 85, Chris Robley, racing for Southern E Motorsports.
Sounds good. Our competitors are on the track as we begin to make our way around and take the green flag. Again, race information for today is 85 laps, 60% fuel, a quick repair, and 3 sets of tires.
And I believe they'll probably need all 3 sets of those.
I would agree with you. These mile-and-a-half tracks always seem to tear up that right front tire and wear you down.
They do, especially with this new package with these next-gen cars. These mile-and-a-half tracks, they really do wear down these tires, for sure.
Well, field is getting set and the lights are off on the pace car, so as we approach the start-finish line, we are getting ready to go green.
Pace cars up. Jeff takes us down to the green flag. Oh, John's got a big
Green
jump
flag.
on the outside.
So hopefully, I'm sure these competitors all know as they begin to get these tires warmed up and get out here under race conditions, it's going to take a little bit of time to get some heat in those tires. And with a track like this, I'm sure they're all trying to figure out exactly, where am I? What's my line? Where am I? What's my best way around this mile and a half?
That's a good question. I'm not sure, Rick. I've never raced in Kansas before. This is a new one for me. I'd say it's a hybrid between Las Vegas and maybe a little bit of Atlanta. I've heard. Whoa, getting loose there, Travis.
Did he hold on to it?
He did hold on to it. Elliott Swope making a run on the inside here.
I just saw someone blink off that. That 45. I think that's Nick Salzberg. Is that the 45?
The numbers are Nick Salzberg. Got the numbers. They says 28 on my screen. I'm not sure what it is on
Yeah,
that.
it does. Same on mine. Yeah, he just blinked out for a second. So John has moved out to a commanding lead. We'll bring up the tower and get us a gap.
I don't know if Jeff is saving tires or what he's dropping back. Maybe having a little car trouble. He's dropping back a little bit.
Let's go take a look at Jeff Darren here, the 27.
He's actually dropped off the pole back to 7th.
He has. He's moved all the way to the tail end of the field. Well, of course, it's not really so much about the draft here. It's really just trying to figure out what's my line. Where's the best way for me to get around this track? It does look like, I could be wrong, he might have some right side damage. Whoa, I just saw, I think Chris Robley was... He was down on the apron, but he saved it. He's back up on the track. Oh, and into the wall there. Keep an eye on Chris for a second. Yep, a little bit of right side damage for sure with number 85 of Robley.
Oh, boom. 85, yeah, he hit
again
the right outside a little bit, yeah.
All right.
I don't know if it's that jump off that bottom. I think it's throwing him up there. I think maybe you need to try a different line, maybe. I don't know. I haven't raced here.
Well, you got to try something, right? So we're riding along here with John D.
I think Elliott's trying to run him down. About a second back from him. Michael Carpenter running in third. He's second and a half back from John about.
Try to take this opportunity to kind of work our way back through the field. If these two could work together, they may be able to run down John DeRuders.
It looked like they might be up to something. They have closed the gap a little bit, Rick. They've closed it down.
Yep, it's sub 1 second. Just trying to take you kind of scroll back.
Sometimes when you're out there as the leader, though, you don't know how much, you don't know how hard to go compared to how, where the guys are behind you or how easy to go, so they don't catch you. You just, so maybe you might burn them tires up a little bit in the beginning, getting away.
I guess it also works for those guys that are in second and third trying to run down the leader. They may end up burning off a lot of their tires just trying to run down that leader to close that gap.
Absolutely, they absolutely could overdrive. About a 4-second gap from the 5th place car on back from John. Looks like everybody's really trying to figure out this new next-gen car here in Kansas. In Las Vegas, it's loose in the corners and it's loose everywhere. So this car is a whole new experience from that Gen 6 car that we just came from. Sure. Whoa, Elliott Swope getting real loose out of the corner. He did save it.
He saved it, but he lost the position to Michael Carpenter.
He did. That really screwed up his momentum for sure. And now Michael's on the hunt to run down John D. It's like Cody Goodwin has taken over the number 5 spot. He's gotten
Yep.
around.
He did. He passed. We can jump back and see that's Cody Goodwin passed Kenny Bradstock. Let's just kind of jump back and we can see that pass here. Back to our duel for second and third. John Durgis has now jumped out to a 1.3, a significant gap. Elliott has passed Michael Carpenter back for P2.
Yeah. A pair racing.
Yeah.
But they have lost, yeah, like you said, they have lost the gap, though, to John.
Well, I think it was probably when they were battling each other.
Yeah. Probably when Elliott got loose, and then yeah, the battle back to get the pass back for sure. Video is buffering the toggle under advancements.
Well, we are 14 laps in. 72 laps to go here at Kansas Speedway. I'm Rick Souza, your host, with Matt Swope in the booth with me. We appreciate you tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network and joining us here for this recruitment race for the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series. Then this battle continues for second and third here between Michael Carpenter and Elliott Swope.
And we have been caution-free so far, too, to go ahead and note, which is it's something that, will happen more often than you would think on a mile-and-a-half track, especially once these cars start spreading out. It's going to be a war of attrition.
Yeah, we definitely have some gaps going back as we jump back to battle in fourth and fifth between Cody Goodwin and Nick Salzberg.
And Goodwin has closed the gap on the third and second place guys as well. He was a good 4 seconds back, and he is now 3.7 back. And I know that doesn't sound like a whole bunch, but when you got 70 to go, it's a bunch.
Absolutely. Also some dueling going on here in the back between Travis Burgard and Jeff Narron. Again, Jeff Narron is kind of hanging back a bit. He may be just playing
original pole sitter. Yep.
Yeah, he may just kind of be holding it back. Playing it safe.
It's like Travis did find a way to get around Jeff there.
So back at the front, we're seeing about a second or so delta between the leader, John Durgis, and Elliott Swope and Michael Carpenter. They're trailing just a bit behind. But it's staying consistent at this point. It's still about that 1 second gap between them.
Just about everybody is staying consistent based off lap times. Oh, a little damage right there in the right front, looks like. Is that Elliott's car we were looking through?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like maybe he tapped the wall. I wonder if he did that when he got loose. I didn't see him hit the wall, but...
There was a little bit of off-track drama. Let's just kind of jump back to that, Matt. Looks like Cody Goodwin kind of spun and went off track. He tagged the wall and then went through the grass, held it together, and came back up on the track around the start-finish line.
Not sure what happened to Chris either. He's a good 24 seconds back. He might have. Oh! Yeah, just got loose. Went up and hit that wall. Down in that grass. That's a good save down in the grass. Oh! Yeah, Yeah, that just, you lose your momentum that way. You gotta keep going again. That stinks. He's still back out on the track though. Oh, looks like John's starting to pull away from Elliott and Michael now. They're at about 1.25 second here. And Michael charging for Elliott again.
Yes, they've the gap is there between the leader, but the battle between second and third still exists.
It does exist. Battle to the second and third, fourth and fifth are right next to each other. Yep. Salzburg and Bradstock. They have lost the second place guy a little bit though. They're back down to 6 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll go back to Travis Murgaard. He's not too far behind. Then there's a battle back here with Cody Godwin and Jeff Narron. Cody's probably knocked all that grass out from under his car. Got a little bit of right side damage from kissing that wall, but kudos to him. He held on to it and didn't cause a yellow. We are now 23 laps in of our scheduled 85 here in Kansas. It's like Cody's tagged that wall again. It's maybe just at this point, after 23 laps on these tires, it's getting a little greasy.
Oh, yeah. It seems like every time we switch to a new car, they're sliding around the corner. Oh, looks like Goodwin into the wall a little bit. These guys got to really be hanging on to these steering wheels. I want to get a good in-car view of maybe John, see how he's handling the wheel compared to somebody in the back.
Sure.
See, they're all, everybody seems to be driving a little different.
So the 74 Bradstock now has kind of come over and jumped ahead of Mr. Murgaard. I'm sorry, of Salzburg. And moved himself up to fourth. This is a good battle back here in the fourth, fifth, and sixth here.
Ooh, nice slide. He's not going to let him take it that easy. Now we got Travis Murgaard on the inside of Salzburg now. Oh, he's going to go elected. Drop back in behind him. He couldn't get that run off.
Great battle. Can jump in with Nick Salzburg here.
We see Kenneth running that low line compared to Salzburg. He's staying up there on that high line. I don't know if that's a tire conservation thing or maybe he's trying to find a little more speed up there. I'm not sure.
Coming out of four like he is, he's definitely drifting up to the high line and holding it there. Comes down to only about the midline. Oh, in the wall. But Kenneth is just holding that mid to low line the whole way around.
Drifts up into the wall a little bit again, Salzburg. Just a little bounce. That might even have been netcode a little bit. It was so quick. Well, I believe our second and third place guys have burnt their tires up. They're about 3 seconds back from John now.
Let's bring up their best times and just see where they're at for lap time here. So John's running a 32:43. Michael Carpenter a 32:66, the same as Elliott Swope. Kenny Bradstock is running a 32:60, so he's actually running a little bit better than second and third, which is good for him as he tries to basically catch up to second and third place.
He's got a good 5-second gap he's got to work, but like we said, we still got 57 laps to go. We still got a little bit of time. Anything can happen.
What we don't know as this race heads on is that with 60% fuel, what does that mean for pit stops? How much?
That is a good question. Mile and a half track. Can only I can only assume around 50 or 55 maybe.
Maybe so. I'm not sure their tires will last that long. Really, with this new car, we have no idea just what it's doing to that right front on this track.
And some of these guys, you know, I've seen Elliott do it before. He likes a short pit every now and then. I don't know if he's going to use less tires. Or, you know, somebody might use all 3 tires and use more gas, and somebody might use less gas. You just never know. Somebody might be out there conserving gas and trying to make it a little farther than somebody else as well.
You saw the 6 car of Travis Burgard pass the 74 of Bradstock here at lap 31 and take over that 4th place position. Currently, that gap, though, is not getting much smaller. It's still a 5.6 second delta between them and the 2nd place group of Carpenter and Sewell. We'll jump back up to that group, and, you know, let's focus a bit on our leader, who we've kind of just left to do his own thing, but now he's coming up to some lap traffic, so we could ride along with John and let him take us through a lap here at Kansas. Across the start-finish line, drops a little bit low. Lets out of the gas, stays on a little bit of that high line all the way around, almost like what you would do in Atlanta. Stays on that high line here through the backstretch. Out of the gas, working his way, still on that high line. Comes down a little bit slippery there. You tell his tires are wearing out a bit. And then across the start-finish line. It's always good to follow a driver around and see what his approach to this track is. As you can see, John took that high line for pretty much his entire lap. That's been his way around here at Kansas. Well, we've got some action in the pits.
I think John's coming in for a little bit of service.
Right side tires, I'm sure he's topping off with fuel. So 35 laps, that's probably something we want to mark down. So that's at least one more stop for this crew.
We got Michael coming in, Travis coming in.
And pretty much I think the rest of the field has decided that at lap 35, 36, it's time to come in.
So I was way off on, unless they're doing that for tires instead of fuel.
Elliott Swope just made his way down onto pit road.
That slow crawl. Hard to slow down from 180 to 55 or 60. I'm not sure what pit road speed is here in Kansas.
I have no idea. I'm thinking it's probably that 55. I don't know.
Elliott took all 4 and he's out.
And we're back out. Now he's a lap off the rest of the field. That should be interesting. We'll see how it goes. He's about to go a lap down. That's John DeRuders. I think just passed him, or Carpenter. Nope, after all that, field has kind of reset itself. Back when it was prior to that first round of green flag pit stops. We will take you back through the field. Our leader here in the 59 is John Durdris. Second place car of Michael Carpenter, number 5. Third place car of Elliott Swope. And fourth, the number 6 of Travis Murgaard. Fifth place, Cody Goodwin. Right behind him is the number 6 car of 48 on the track of Nick Salzberg. Right, 45 car. In 7th, Jeff Narron in the 27. Kenny Bradstock in the 74 in 8th. And Chris Robley in the 85, currently showing in 9th. Both Kenny Bradstock and Robley are showing 1 lap down.
Wow. It was. I'm looking at the times here, the gaps from first to second. I didn't realize the gap had gotten that bad after pit stops.
They definitely have extended, absolutely.
Like maybe that's something I always forget. I don't want to say I forget to do it, but I'm lazy with it. I need to practice my pit stops more often, and that could be an issue with some of the guys here too.
Especially with the track you haven't raced on before, getting off of pit road is always a challenge.
Absolutely.
We can jump over. I think there was just a pass. I think Michael Carpenter is still. They're battling it out together with him and Elliott. This is the only battle right now really on the track at this point, so we'll stay with these two for a bit as they try to track down the leaders. John Durdris has jumped to a commanding lead. Oh, looks like Elliott's trying to make a move and get his position back.
Is he gonna get the run here?
He got it. He got around him. But will Michael take it back? They are swapping between second and third as we go around on fresh rubber.
I believe these two are just out there having fun.
I think you are correct.
Probably chatting up the whole time too.
Well, if we get a yellow flag, we'll try to drag one of those guys down to the broadcast booth, and well, we'll just ask them how it's going out there and what are their own keys to this race. This is lap 44 of a scheduled 85. We are past the halfway point already here at Kansas Speedway. We have gone green for our entire 45 laps. We are looking at these competitors and doing a great job of managing tires and fuel and this tricky track here of 1.5 miles here in Kansas.
They are, and they pit around lap 35, lap 35, 36, 37.
35.
So we're definitely gonna need another. Definitely another pit stop. So will they go with all 4 tires? Yeah, I say they go all 4 tires on the second pit stop as well.
Well, I'm assuming that will. I'm figuring that's going to come up around lap 70, which will be kind of that equal distance from our last set of pit stops. I did see Michael Carpenter tag the wall a little bit. He's got some right side damage on that last lap. And his hood's got some damage as well. So it wasn't just a brush. He's got some definite damage on that right side. That kind of explains he's kind of dropped off and bring the. There's now nearly a full second between him and and Elliott Swope in that second place position.
Kenneth Bradstock showing here behind Michael Carpenter is a lap down.
That is correct. The 74 is one lap down. But, you know, everyone needs a battle buddy, so I guess that's going to be Michael Carpenter's battle buddy.
Yeah, little things like that will help you hold the pace if you need to sometimes. So,
yeah, as you're out there alone, you know, you've really got to pay attention to your marks if you've got nobody in front of you. You know, kudos to John Drudris, who has continued to run the same line consistently. And so let's jump back up to our leader and just see if the fresh tires and rubber have changed the way he's run his lap. And the quick answer through 1 and 2 is no. He's running that same high line through 1 and 2.
and if there's anybody out here that I know that that I trust the line they're running, it's probably John D. He's been doing this a long time.
He sure is consistent. So he has consistently taken that high line all the way back through and is putting up some good times. Let's bring up our last time of our competitors and look at there, 32-32, and you see Elliott Swope in the 33 in the exact same. He's matching race pace with a 32-32. Michael Carpenter is a little bit slower than him. Travis Murgaard in the 6 car, who is now in the 4th place position, is running a 32-28. So we can jump back. Let's see how he's doing. Well, he's running all by himself out there. His field is spread out around this track.
Goodwin had run a 32:15 that last lap. Had run the fastest lap, fastest on the track for that lap.
And he is running the wall. He is in the wall on that hole through turns 1 and 2. He was just up against the safer barrier the whole way around.
Might be definitely some speed up there, isn't there?
I guess.
If you can stay off the wall. Yeah, I don't think he's wanting to ride that close to the wall. That might have a little drag problem.
I think that will affect his lap time, don't you think?
Just maybe a little. But hey, he's running 5th, and he's a little bit back. Maybe he's trying new things. You got, like you said earlier, you always got to try new things, especially if what you think's going to work isn't working. Hanging right on that white line, coming down through the triangle. What a beautiful day for racing in Kansas. Looks like some of the drivers are out there having grip issues. Here, look, little bit of people talking out there. So these tires are definitely not the tires, but I don't want to call it the tires. The cars, track, they're trying to figure it out still. I am hearing some grip issues out there from some of these drivers.
I would expect that. Here we are with 30 laps to go.
30 laps to go with about 15 to our next green flag stop for tires, so they're already getting greasy.
So would you expect that some folks possibly would pit early Short pit
I would
this?
I would think maybe I would think that maybe some of the guys behind John might do that to try to get some fresher tires, maybe catch up a little bit on their lap times, but no, we just haven't seen that yet. I don't know what too early is to say any. Well, too early would be 35.
Oh,
Be
whoa,
on
whoa.
35.
Cody Goodwin.
They get it saved.
Yeah, we've got him on pit road. Hopefully he's not going to wind up there with a black flag. He came into pit road hot. I think this may be the first of our second round of green flag pit stops. He definitely took right side.
I think he might have just got in that line. I think that was a really good pit stop. Whether he did it on purpose or not, it was really good.
He's got fuel and tires, and maybe he'll use his fast repair. I don't know. We've got the 28 of Nick Salzburg is now down and getting. Well, you know what? The way that 27, the 9 is staying in that pit, I think he's holding. He's being held there because that's a 44-second pit stop.
Yeah. Got him on the entry.
Yep, 54-second stop. I think the same may have happened with Nick Salzburg because he's still stuck in the pit.
No, we were just talking about practicing pit stops earlier. When you're doing green flag stops, you want to be in and out as fast as possible because these guys are out on the track. They ain't slowing down for you when you're going into the pit. So definitely something that I personally need to practice. I know that for sure. John's almost out to an 8-second lead. Or he is out to an 8-second lead already.
It is solid 8.
The best bet for Elliott, Michael, and Travis is for John to kill his car.
Yeah, knowing John like we do, and we've seen him in other races, he certainly is a master at saving his tires. Number 6 of Travis Murgaard is now on pit road. .24 laps to go left here at Kansas Speedway, and we're beginning to see another round of green flag pit stops. We've got Travis Murgaard currently in. We've had Nick Salzburg and Cody Goodwin also come in and take on fresh rubber and gas, and I thought although they did take a very possibly aggressive entrance and may have been penalized in that process. Travis is also taking an extended period on pit road. His pit time now is over 36 seconds. He may have also been bitten by the black flag of speeding on pit road.
These guys may be confused. This is not time for a bathroom break.
Is there a beer and chicken stand on the other side?
Yeah, there just may be. Time to refresh. Kublai Saline out there watching, and Christopher Howe wishing they were out here racing John, they said. I know. I wish they were out here racing John, too.
Well, John has now extended his lead to over 8 seconds over Elliott Swope, and we've got nearly a 14-second of lead over Michael Carpenter.
What happened to Michael? At pit stop.
Well, he had that initial impact with the wall that may have affected him a little bit. There's some right side damage there. Until these 3 go into the pits, there's going to be a bunch of lap down traffic right now, so they're hoping that this stays green. 20
This is
laps.
what we're looking for in the season too. Is lots of green flag racing, and I think we're gonna get that too. We got a good group of drivers in here so far. We're looking to add a couple more, but you know that we got some good drivers in here. That it's gonna be a really fun season, I think.
I think it should be exciting. So here at the IWM Broadcast Network, we'll be broadcasting the iRacing Motorsports Cup Series race series here on Wednesday nights, starting May 4th. Also on the IWM Broadcast Network on Tuesday nights with the NSRL Xfinity Series. We'll get you up to date on that at some time in the future, but we're here to broadcast the iRacing Warrior Motorsports Cup Series recruitment race here at Kansas with 19 laps to go. And the lead continues to be extended.
Keep picturing the guy from Talladega Nights driving around his car, drinking his little tea, reading his book. John's reading a comic. He's probably reading up on some Bitcoin stuff.
Is it Jean Girard? I think John's coming in the pits. Yes, he is.
For his final pit stop.
Yep, we've got 18 laps to go. We've got John Drugers, our leader, is now on pit road.
Elliott is only 9 seconds back. Has he pit already?
He has not pit, no. So neither has Michael Carpenter. Those folks are currently, they have not pit yet.
See if John gonna get all 4. Sure he is. The only really way that Elliott or Michael might be able to gain some time is to go with 2 tires, but they're not gonna get any. They're not gonna gain any time on the track that way either. So, just gonna have to shoot for 4 and hope for a caution or for John to have a mental lapse.
Well, that was a clean pit stop by John Drugers. He was in and out with a 15.2 second pit stop here at Kansas.
Wow.
Oh, this is Elliott on pit road. Elliott Swope is now making his way down onto pit lane. And Michael Carpenter. Michael Carpenter is joining him as well. Michael did seem to come in a little hot. Let's hope he is not bit by the black flag bug that we've seen on previous guys who have been caught for speeding on pit lane.
And we have had a couple today for sure.
Oh, Elliott.
Elliott with just fuel.
Just fuel and got out in a 6.08 pit stop. That is a humongous time gain. Of course, he's on old tires.
Super. Oh wow, that's a gamble for sure. And there goes John.
Now I think Michael Carpenter was caught by speeding on pit road. He's in there for 33 seconds. So.
Hey, caught the bug.
Yeah.
It's going around.
Yeah. All right, we'll jump back out with our leader.
Well, Elliott picked up a good 7 seconds, but
he
without
did,
the tires.
Without the tires.
It's not gonna. I'm not sure it's gonna help him on the track though.
I'm not either.
But try something though, I guess.
So we got Jeff Narron and Kenneth Bradstock. They're in with 14 laps to go on their final pit stop. Michael Carpenter finally got back out on the track. Unfortunately, I think he was held for 40 seconds for that speeding on pit road penalty.
Yeah. Get all 4.
No, I think Kenny Bradstock, if he took anything, it was only going to be right side because that was a 9.35 pit stop.
Oh, Kenny took 2. Jeff took all 4. Oh, Jeff's got a penalty too. It looks like he's sitting too.
He is caught over 29 seconds now in the pit. Well, it looks like that fresh rubber is was not the friend of Elliott Swope. He no, he is falling back. He's nearly over 4 seconds behind John Drudris. He is hoping for some type of divine intervention here to try and catch back up with John Drudris because he has checked out.
God, I don't even know what to say, Rick. That's funny. Jesus, take the wheel, I guess, is what he's thinking.
Yeah, or, you know, Jesus, wreck my other guys.
You better start telling John crazy jokes or something and get him confused.
Something.
That's
11 laps here to go. We're about to go down to our final 10 here. We have run all green flag racing here at Kansas Speedway with these competitors, and they've entertained us with their green flag pit stops and their driving expertise here at Kansas.
We only got 2 guys on the lead lap right now, but most of these guys were plagued by pit stop speeding penalties, we believe. A lot of 40-second penalties, a lot of 40-second pit stops, which is way too long. And Elliott continues to lose second after second.
Yeah, it is not pretty. We'll bring the tower back up and look at our gap, and he is nearly back to where he was before, although I think not for lack of trying. Oh, Michael Carpenter went off the track. Let's just take a look and see what happened to Michael. Looks like he tagged the wall coming out, I think that's 4, down into the grass, sliding through the infield and catching it and coming back up. Well, he's taking the scenic tour to get back up through the front stretch and cross the finish line.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those single car incidents today, and same thing happened every time. In through the grass, back onto the track.
Absolutely. I think that's probably where with Kansas, that's something we're going to have to pay attention to in future events here.
Absolutely right.
Well, with 6 laps to go, we'll take another pass through the field. Our second place car of Elliott Swope. We'll jump up to our leader, John Drudris. In third place, Mr. Michael Carpenter in the 5. Fourth place, Travis Burgard in the number 6. Nick Salzberg is sitting right now in 5th place at 45 Moneyline car and 28 in iRacing. It's running down on the apron right now. Jeff Nairn is our 6th place. In the 27th, he's running on that high line again. As we scroll back down, we've got Kenny Bradstock in the 74 in 7th. Cody Goodwin is in 8th, and Cody's out. So we're down to our last 7 competitors live here with 4 laps to go here at Kansas.
And a commanding lead by John.
I'm not sure if commanding is actually superlative enough in its description. We are at nearly 14 seconds over second place, and that was after the second place driver chose to not take tires to close the 8-second gap that was already there.
Yeah, I think maybe his crew chief needs to be reevaluated a little bit. Whoever's doing that for him, maybe he should have took tires and took a chance. But he was gambling. I don't think he was trying to catch him the whole race, and he couldn't catch him. Just one of them races. Sometimes you got it, and sometimes you ain't that day.
Well, we're down to 2 laps to go. We'll stay with our leader here. With the fact that he has moved so far ahead, we've kind of missed him in some of these other, as we checked up with the rest of the field. But here we are. John's got 2 laps to go to finish it out here at Kansas Speedway in this iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series recruitment race. Final lap here at Kansas. And we'll ride along with John as he tags the wall in his final lap. Well, I think he's got paint to spare, so it's all good.
Yeah, I was expecting the lap times to drop a little bit. You see John going harder on the last lap.
This is it. Checkered flag for John Drudris in a commanding. Oh, we're along for the ride here with John D.
Oh, Elliott didn't. He's running out of gas. Did Elliott Swope make it across? He made it across, didn't he? Ran out of fuel.
Yeah, I think he did.
These guys. Good win, John. He goofing at the end.
He is. He is celebrating his victory here at Kansas by tearing up the infield grass. We'll let him celebrate, and then we'll see if we can get the number 59 in here for some discussion about his victory today. Let's see if we can raise John right now. John Drudris, can you hear us? John Drudris.
Hey, how's it going, Rick?
Good, congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it. It was definitely a caution-free race. I haven't said that or been in one in a long time.
Well, we sat out here, we watched you go around, and what we were marveling about is the consistency. If I had to say anything about your race today, it was that you knew your line around this track, and you stuck to it the whole way around.
Yeah, absolutely. I learned a little earlier on that the low line just wasn't getting it done from a grip standpoint. So I was like, let's try the high side. And the thing stuck. And so I was like, all right, I'm just going to stick to it, and hopefully it happens. I tapped the wall quite a few times, but, it was definitely a throttle control and consistency race, like you said, Rick. And it's always fun to, come down from the booth and get some track time and everything. But it was definitely that high line, if you hit it just right, you can stick. But if you put a little too much gas going into the corner, you'll definitely slide up.
Well, congratulations on your victory today, and we hope to see you here in the booth and also on track as the iRacing Warrior Motorsports Cup Series kicks off here in May.
Oh, yeah, it'll be a fun one. Can't wait.
Good job, John.
Thank
Appreciate
you, John.
That. Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Was John D our winner for today?
We're going to try and see if we can
race.
See if we can grab Elliott Swope and talk to him about his second place victory.
See what maybe he was
Elliott
thinking.
Swope, can you hear us?
I can.
Welcome to the broadcast booth, and congratulations on your second place finish tonight.
Thanks, Rick.
We were just curious, what was your crew chief thinking there on that last pit stop when you were trying to run down John?
I couldn't beat him either way, so I figured I'll take no tires and the shortest pit stop I possibly can and see where I come out. And I came out like a second and a half behind him, but that didn't last long.
No, you went in there. John's last pit stop was about a 15-second pit stop. You went in, got fuel and gas and go, and Pull came out with a 6-second stop, which, theoretically that's 9 seconds, but those tires really took their toll on you.
Yeah. At the end, that was tires. The first run, I kept hitting the wall on the outside, and I don't know if I could have kept up with John anyway, but would have liked to have seen to. And I lost all that time. I even got passed by Michael second, and used my fast repair on that pit stop, and came out behind Michael still. Was able to get by him, and for the longest time, I kind of kept it steady at about 7 seconds behind John. But yeah, the last pit stop, I just was trying something different than I knew he was going to do, and came out. And yeah, it didn't work.
Well, early on, Matt and I were sitting talking about, as we watched you and Carpenter battle each other pretty solidly through the early and mid part of the race. We were, wondering just what the impact was going to be on tires as you were battling. I know at that point you were first place was given at that point to some extent. John had jumped out to a commanding lead, so battling for second and third was pretty tight. We did see some right side damage on both of you guys as you battled heavily for those positions.
Yeah, tire fall off for me wasn't that bad. I could run the high line in 1 and 2, and it felt really, really comfortable the whole race. 3 and 4, I could not run the high line, and even running the low line, it still felt loose coming off. So that was the only spot that the car felt unstable. But tire wear overall wasn't too bad.
Very interesting. Something to note for future ventures here at Kansas. So, all right, Elliot, thank you so much for jumping in the broadcast booth, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you guys.
All right, brother.
Let's grab Carp. Michael Carpenter, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Michael, congratulations on your third place finish.
Well, that was adventurous.
Well, it was a lot of fun in the booth as we watched John Drudris pretty much check out, and then for about 40 laps, you and Elliot battling for that second and third place finish. You really gave us a fun race to watch as you swapped that position.
Yeah, it was fun battling him. I think he got into the wall a couple times on that first run before the first pit stop, which let me get around him. He had an ill-handling race car, and then we got back out, and I did the same thing. And it kind of took the handling away from me. And then there, with about 15 laps to go, I decided to mow the grass. So it was an adventurous evening.
Yeah, we definitely did see that. Now,
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
Yep, thanks. It was a little bit of entertainment for Matt and myself as we sat through this green flag adventure. What was your thoughts? Did you get bit by the black flags and speeding on pit road at all?
I did. That second pit stop, I sped going in and had a 40-second hold, which what got me off the lead lap. I'd have been on the lead lap and right up there with Elliot had I not done that, but I just sped coming in.
Well, it makes you feel any better. You were not the only one. Yes. Yeah, there was a bug out there.
Yeah, I think there was at least 4 other cars that also were bit by that same bug. So
I'm glad I wasn't the only one. I hope I was the only one that mowed the grass, though.
No, you were not.
Dang it.
No,
in the exact same spot as well.
Yeah, turn 4 was pretty much the trouble spot. So we saw Cody Goodwin also struggle there, and he also came in and mowed the grass, and a few others came down there.
And even Elliot talked about it being a loose spot, high or low. So yeah,
it was a loose spot for sure. I found about halfway through, running the high line was a lot more stable than trying to dive it down low and then drive off. If you could hold it up at the top, it was definitely a lot more stable. But when I pounded the fence coming out of that second pit stop, it just kind of ruined the day for me.
Well, Elliot said he didn't have much. He didn't have much tire wear drop off. How'd that go for you, Michael?
Same thing. I didn't experience a whole lot of that either. That first run, right front was down quite a bit, but nowhere near like I thought I was burning it off. So The tire wear wasn't all that big. I couldn't tell a big difference in the car all the way through the run. I mean, I was losing a little time, but it didn't get looser. I didn't start plowing and getting tighter. It held on pretty well.
Okay,
Was
that's
that
nice. And you're
35?
rolling-
Was that 35 lap pretty much at that? Was that a fuel stop for sure?
It was, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, that's what we were thinking. So
Yeah, and then the car didn't handle any worse at lap 35 as it did lap 5. The tire, as far as how the car handled, it didn't seem to bother it that bad.
gotcha.
Just kind of dropped off on lap times. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
yep.
congratulations, Michael, on your 3rd place. Either way.
I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you very much.
All right, have a good one.
Too. Well, Matt, that pretty much wraps up our broadcast for this evening. I want to thank you for joining me here in the booth.
Of course. Thanks, Rick.
Enjoyed it,
been
and
fun.
I'm not sure where. I think at this point, next week is the beginning of the season.
Should be Las Vegas should be the inaugural opening race.
So that will be here on the IWM Broadcast Network. We will have the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Cup Series for the inaugural 2022 season. It will be at Las Vegas on May 4th for 110 laps, and we hope to see you there. Thank you for joining us here at the IWM Broadcast Network, and have a great night.
Have a good evening, everybody.